Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Cement Shoes. Mike Stevens. Good morning. Kandahar. Will. Isn't that depressing, Cement Shoes? I didn't catch her stream last night because I wasn't home. My son had dance class that he goes to on Fridays, and then I had to go deal with something else afterwards. But Mel's leaving. I'm gonna miss her. Hope to catch her over on Tracy's channel. But good morning, Mario, Adam, Scotty Nona, Scott B. Good morning. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Adam, it's playing in reverse for some reason. It's going down this way, and the top one's coming at the top there. I have on a black armband. Good morning, Colleen. But you might as well. The memorial band. The day that Mel left, we were all singing bye bye Miss Mel. If anybody's ever watched Mel's content, you definitely know it was worth the watching. I'm gonna miss her. MF Lynette. Oh, I'm not kidding, man. I research and read about the most disgusting things that the human race will do to each other on a daily basis, and doing what I do here. And Mel was always like, whenever, everything started to get to me, and I started to, just feel awful. I could always go over to her channel, and whatever she had, I could watch something, and it lifted my spirits. It made my day. Bossy Toes, good morning. Welcome to the live stream this morning. I know I changed my profile last night. I need to figure out how to download. I have a laptop, but I never use it. Surely this can be done. To download her content, videos, look for the three dots. If you click next to the video in the actual list of videos, if you go over to the right hand side, you'll see three dots. If you click on that, it should give you the option to download it. At least on my PC, that's the way it works. I don't know if it should be the same thing with a laptop, but I'm not entirely sure if that's for all Windows or what. So we have 7 days to Bing watch Mel. She deletes her channel. Yeah. She said she'd give it a week. This is totally up to everybody, but that's the link she dropped in the top. She pinned to the top of her video comments. I don't know. That should be a clickable link to her PayPal. I mean, download to a computer because I use iPad all the time. It doesn't keep download if the video gets taken down. That's true. So what it's doing is it's putting it into a watch history online. It's not actually physically downloading the video. I wouldn't know how to do that then because that's what I was talking about. watch later option. I don't know. One of the very first skits I ever saw her do was I think it was like a Jello or or something like that. It's been a while, but it absolutely cracked me up. She's not going away for good. It's not like she's dying or anything, but she's still going to have some presence out there. She's just not going to make content anymore. Good morning, Reichardt. I hope you are having a wonderful morning, sir. Thank you for joining us today. But it seems like sometimes the ones that you really enjoy are the ones that leave, and then the nasty, disgusting ones will stick around forever. Oh, I stretch my back. This is true. I don't have her email address. I actually looked for it as soon as I found the stream this morning. I watched it. That was probably about 3 o'clock this morning. Is when I watched it. But I actually don't have her email address, and of course, in her About Me page and channels that she follows, she scrubbed a lot of that already. The community, all that's empty, but she still has her videos up, and she's going to give it a week, and then she's going to take them all down. Or Wendy, I'll miss the hell out of getting new content from her. She's one of the rare few who can pull me out of the dumps. This is true, Cement Shoes. It's exactly what I was talking about. It's she's just always uplifted my spirits. It doesn't matter because this if you do this true crime thing for long enough, like I have, after a while, it's just like, really another child abduction, murder. That's what comes across my desk every day. Or another case of somebody who beat someone to death because of either race or sexuality or whatever. I mean, these are the things that come across my desk every day. You kind of like the new stream? Well, thank you, Colleen. I hope that everybody appreciates this and likes it. Therapy from Dr. Mel. I get in mods where I might as well moods where I might as well have a dark cloud over my head, like Charlie Brown cartoon. Buddy Pigpen had the dark cloud around his feet. Yeah, I liked Pigpen. I always wondered, what the blanket looked like though. After I'm dragging it around for all those years. We could ask her all her best memories, characters, focus on all the good parts, and having her channel like going away party. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do anything else though. We could ask and then get some other channels to host it, but I'm glad you like it, Reichardt. It works a heck of a lot better than StreamYard. I'll tell you that much. I can do there's a whole lot more I can do here on this as opposed to when I was using StreamYard. The features work better, they're more integrated, and I can use them on different platforms. So I mean that's a bonus. Whereas StreamYard, I'm not dissing them. I mean they definitely work for somebody who's starting out, but even being on the highest paid level that I was on, I couldn't get all the features to work seamlessly like they do here on Restream. I absolutely loved Snoopy and Garfield as a kid. I've got Garfield up here. Got bunny slippers on. It's an actual keychain. um, I got Peanut. I don't have Snoopy though. Bugs Bunny. My friend gave me this. I've got two of those. I have one that I bought, and he gave me that one. They're a little bit different. The one that I have has got the thumb that sticks out. I wish you'd go to Patreon only, and once in a while go live for a bit or drop a new video. Last time I talked to her, she was talking about making a new character. Oh, that's true though. She said in the live stream last night that nobody in her house has ever needed a costume. She's got plenty of them. Uh, Will, I want to thank you for looking forward to Saturday mornings. On 3 years out of my house due to the house fire, thank you to my wonderful insurance company. You're still out of your home, Colleen. I'm really sorry about that. I knew about the fire, but I thought they'd already fixed all that. It's a crying shame. Good morning. Welcome to the live stream this morning. I hope you had a wonderful week. Your living room is your office now. 19 watching and only 2 thumbs up. Good morning, Tim. Welcome to the stream this morning. I hope you had a wonderful week. I'm glad you could join us today. Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, I've done live streams, Tim, where I had 150, 200 people who watched it within the first 8 hours and got like 10 thumbs up, but a million comments, that, well, not a million, but an awful lot of comments where people liked it. They just don't do it. It's okay though. I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I prefer people do it because it helps the algorithm recommend my content to other people. But well, you can't have everything. So how you feeling, Will? Last I saw you, I was very worried. It's a crying shame. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I had to have another MRI yesterday on my knee. The doctor, I won't know the result until Monday, but my surgeon is worried that I may have torn the sutures in the ligament that I had replaced, the PCL. But I'll find out Monday what is going on with that. Is this the Tim Cement Shoes? No. My friend Tim. Well, I mean everybody's my friend. At least I hope you guys are. But the Tim is Tim Martin. I read a book recently that said everyone has a hard time in life. We just don't wear it around on our neck, and that's so true. Everyone is fighting for something. This is true, Colleen. Very true. Good morning, Cheryl. Broken Justice. Sorry. Good morning. It's all right. You're not late. We all join when we can. Good morning, Faithful One. I hope you both had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us today, Gayla. Good morning, Will and Chad, listening while baking chocolate cupcakes. It's your mom's 90th birthday. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Gayla. I'm going to sing your mom happy birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Gayla's mom. Happy birthday to you. And here's to 90 more. How do MRIs work, Reichart? It's basically you lay down and it's a giant, extremely noisy X-ray, and it actually, the way that the imaging works is pretty cool because it's taking little slices of all the way across this way and this way, of your actual leg. So it's taking images, and then they can put it into a 3D rendered model. I mean, it's not like actually slicing you, but you can actually see in there, can see the soft tissue and the bone and everything. You can call me Cheryl. I don't mind at all. Okay. Well, some people don't like it. Good morning, Dawn Marie. How are you doing this morning, Dawn Marie? Welcome to the chat. I'm glad you could stop by this morning. What if a live cement was there, and you wouldn't look at my channel? How impressed it is. Well, I'm sorry I missed it, Broken Justice, Cheryl. But I just got your email this morning. I wasn't home. So what happened to me yesterday? Besides, I had my son had dance class, and that didn't get over until 7. But yesterday, my mother had a heart attack, and she's still in the hospital. Now, me and my mother have never had a close relationship, but she lives with us temporarily until we can actually find a home for her, because a house. She's got the money. She was, the housing market here is just nuts. But she was complaining that she had tightness in her chest, and we were like, this is not good. So my sister took her to the hospital, and she was in the middle of actually having a heart attack when she drove her there. So I missed everything yesterday. So I'm sorry. Good morning, Connor Kelly. I hope you had a wonderful week, Connor Kelly. Did you get tired of somebody came in there that you didn't approve of? I'm not sure what the reference is, that Cheryl. There's Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. How are you doing this morning, sir? I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping in this morning. Firefighters were the ones who woke everyone up, and how bizarre can you get? I'm glad they did, because otherwise I never have been born. Geez. Well, good, Connie. I'm glad you had a great week. We don't know. I know they put an emergency stint in her last night, but my sister's still there at the hospital with her right now. I guess they've she's doing better, or I haven't gotten an update. Francine, and good morning, Francine. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. I thought I saw your name, but I don't know if she's doing better today or not. My sister hasn't called anybody yet. I brag on you so much. I think that you're starting to think that I'm getting you up and come over and eat, and to do yourself, even if you have puppy. The next time I want you to meet my partner. It's a crying shame. Do I have a lot of siblings? Well, I did. All right, so I had 4 sisters and a brother. So my brother's the oldest, then there's two sisters, then there's me, and then I have two younger sisters. That was how many there was originally. My brother disappeared in the 70s. We still don't know where he is. My oldest sister still lives in Minnesota, and my second oldest sister, unfortunately, passed away about 3 years ago. And there's me, and then I have my other sister, like that's just younger than me. She lives one town over, and then we have another sibling, the baby of the family. She lives in Colorado. So locally here, there's just me and my sister for our family. Yeah, I've got a huge extended family, with my wife's family that lives around here, but not me. But I call them all family anyways because I get along with them. I mean, me and my mother-in-law, we have a great relationship. If you're making me up, how am I modeling right now? Well, you're welcome, Gayla. I'm glad that that your mom is still around with you. 90 years old. That's a lot to to be able to have a quality of life and still be here at 90. My grandfather lived until his 90s. He was 97. My dad didn't make it to 70, uh, but that's life. That diabetes will do that to you. 205. Oh, Jesus. Will, are you ready for Thanksgiving, Francie? No, I'm not. That's happening right after this stream. I'm headed to the grocery store right after this. I have 19 people who are going to be here for Thanksgiving. So that's down a little bit, but we have 19 confirmed and four maybes, possiblies, or people who those four may stop by and grab like a to-go meal, and then they have to either work or some other engagement they have to go to. But 19 will be here for sure. So it's going to be a large gathering. And everybody, all 19, in case anybody's wondering, all 19 have been fully vaccinated, and all 19 have proof of vaccination. Nor do we care, if they want to be vaccinated or not. That's to each their own. I'm tired of the entire argument about it. But of the 19, 12 of them are in healthcare. They're in the first line of defense, healthcare, nurses, doctors, RNs, stuff like that, LPN. But and the rest of them are either in law enforcement or law. But that's a bunch for Thanksgiving. Sounds like fun. It is until you have to cook it, Melanie. And welcome, Melanie. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping in this morning. Charles Bennett. There's Charles. Good morning, Charles. How was your week, Charles? I hope you had a great one. Yeah, same, but that's been my feeling since it all started almost 2 years ago. I mean, I want everybody to get vaccinated if you can. It's just, now it's gotten to the point where it's a dividing line. Wow, you have friends in high places. I don't know about high places, Francie. We all look at each other as equal. You know, I'm the only, well, I shouldn't say that I'm the only YouTuber, but my daughter and my wife both have YouTube channels now. They both stream on either Twitch or some other platform. Their streaming is gaming. My wife plays Minecraft and streams that. My daughter, I can't remember the name of the game. It's like first to die or some kind of battle royale kind of like game. but nobody else of those who are coming, does streaming. But we still don't look at it like the other, like, hey, you know what? You're more important than I am. We're all just family and friends. Stupidity lit the wrong burner on the gas stove, and the burner accidentally lit. And then there have been wow, I'm tired of division, right, Cart? So am I, sir. So am I. That's true, Adam. Absolutely true. Does not bloodline, or marriage, or anything else doesn't necessarily mean family. I mean, I treat everybody the same. I treat them the same as I want to be treated. And if you live by just that golden rule itself, you'll go so much farther and so much better in life. I'm convinced of it. It's worked out this far in my life, so I'm not going to change now. Cement shoes, don't beat yourself up. That's why they call it an accident. This is true. We're killing our wildlife and sea creatures with plastic. I'm Melanie. I've joined with well, Mr. Beast. There's a lot of YouTubers out there, actually, but Mark Rober, and I'm Team Seal, Team C, sorry, Team C. For every dollar that you donate on my streams, or not here, but on the action, you'll see a sidebar on videos where if for every dollar that you donate, 1 pound of plastic will be removed from the sea. So we're trying, and then we're also working on prevention of actually, the garbage being dumped into the seas. And it's horrible. In some places in this world, you may not realize this, but they have no actual infrastructure where people go around and collect trash. So people have to discard other trash wherever they can. And a lot of times, it's if there's a outlet going to the sea, they dump it in there and they just let it, get washed out into the sea. China is the worst pollution. That's number one reason why you should stop getting so much stuff from them. Better for the planet, and the U.S. makes it. Hmm. I don't know who's the worst, but I mean, I know there's a huge issue when it comes to, especially in India. I know that there's a huge issue there. Thank you for, for letting me know. I'm definitely donate. Tell me where to donate, please. I'll see if I can drop the link. Hold on a second, everybody. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second so I can switch screens. I still have Mel's stream up from last night. I was watching it again. Hey, look at there. I know half these people on the stream. All right. That's Mel's. There's mine. All righty. Turn the camera back on. Here is the website for Team C's. Excuse me. My stepsister turns 18 tomorrow. Been waiting for this moment for the last 4 years. Big broke and finally smash. Wish me luck, gentlemen. Yeah. believe that too, because the OCD, I sit around picking things. Don't worry, Charles, I block them. You enjoy the short videos, Francie? Well, that's good. I'm glad everybody. I get a lot of people who really like the shorter content, but they don't. They're like, but I still want the full length content. Eventually, what will here after probably in January, what I'm going to do is the shorts will be in relation to a full length video. So you'll get like that 60-second short, which will be in connection to a full length video, and there'll be a link in it from one to the other. But it's taking time. We got to kind of change everything up, and then we have to figure out what to actually use for the shorts and what not to use. And I type so pathetically with this arthritis. Used to be 120 words per minute. Wow. Cement shoes. I type like this. It takes me forever. I never took typing classes or anything like that in high school. I took a computer class. That was about as close as I ever got to typing, but that was back in the 80s, and we had a one Franklin computer for the entire high school, and you had to take a test, and you had to get a license to actually be able to use that one computer. I still have it. It's in my jewelry box in the house. Ah, it's all right. Cement shoes. Just don't. We just don't. I don't let them bother. People like that they're everywhere. Me too. I like 10 words per minute. Ooh. Does it is it 10 words per minute? Does that have to be spelled correctly? You should see me. Yeah. Like this one here. This is a script that I wrote out for a video that I'm going to shoot later on tomorrow. This is 3 pages. How long do you think it took me to type all this up? I'm telling you, it took me some time. Morning, short nice. I get cleaning. Where'd that go? It went somewhere. Sure, I don't know where the comment went. At first, I was disappointed with the Rittenhouse verdict, but my partner says it's probably best. Spell check saves you, Charles. I use Grammarly. But Francie, um, there are certain aspects of the Rittenhouse trial that I'm glad the verdict worked in that direction as opposed to others. There were things that happened in that case that were deeply disturbing that would have had far more reaching consequences for society and justice going forward. When the prosecuting attorney openly questioned the constitutional rights of Rittenhouse to remain silent in front of the jury, that is disturbing. You have the right to remain silent. It's even in the Miranda rights, for every citizen. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. I mean, and I say the Miranda rights that way, but there are different versions of that all over the United States. It's still the same stupid law. Okay. But he has the right to remain silent and not make, self-incriminating statements against himself. To openly question and if you've been found guilty, you can bet that's going to come up in cases down the road where someone's going to say, again, they're going to bring it up in court. Well, he remained silent or she remained silent. That's an admission of guilt. And that's exactly what he was trying to do, was say, look, he remained silent because it's an admission of guilt on these facts. That's wrong. Socialist agenda. Well, read my comment on your short video about the case, Colleen. What I want to know is this: who would charge at a guy with an AR-15 if they have no gun? That's a good point. Colleen, I'm scrolling up. I'm trying to find it. Kind of weird. This one goes from the top down. This one goes from the top, the opposite direction. Because from what my screen, I have two different feeds. Because this one over here is actually people who are not on Facebook. I'm not on YouTube. They're on Facebook. Actually, I'm streaming. So there's a lot more people in this stream than there is in this one. I'm trying to find it, Colleen. Oh, wow. A lot of comments here. All right. I just posted today on your short 60-second video. Go channel. Studio. Let's see. Colleen, 41 says, "Hi, Will. I can't comment on this case because I didn't follow it. However, what does disturb me is that the cities that don't back law enforcement are going crazy, looting, violence, fighting. The list goes on and on. And Jen coming out before the verdict and raging America to go along with the chaos makes me sick. Thanks." I agree, but a lot of what's going on there's more than one aspect that's causing all of this. Um, First, we had a massive amount of people who argued with and wanted reform within police departments and defunding police departments, and officers are leaving police departments in droves. Because think of it this way. Side note. Period. Side note. Uh, if you were in law enforcement and every day that you put on the uniform to go to work and you and your family knew there's a chance you'll never make it home ever again, what other profession out there is there? There might be a couple, maybe a dynamite blaster or off shore, oil rig worker, or somebody who works on a fishing ship, in the deadliest sea. But as a law enforcement officer, you put the uniform on, you never know if you're going to come home. You never know what if the next traffic stop or the next call that you have to respond to, if that's going to be it. You live that way every single day. And then when the city, and the state, and those people who are supposed to be supporting you directly financially, when those people decide that they don't want to support you anymore, and they're going to slash your budget, so you not only can you not get the training to do your job better, but everybody who's coming up behind you can't do their job and do it correctly. It's just a landslide, and it just keeps on going. Why would you want to show up for work anymore and do that? A lot of officers are just saying, you know what? That's it. I'm hanging it up. I'm just not dealing with it anymore. I'll find another profession, someplace where, maybe I can make it 9 to 5, and maybe survive the week, and I'd never have to worry about someone, pulling a gun and shooting me. I never have to worry about all the other things that can possibly happen, contagious diseases and everything else that goes along with the job. I was I was begging Daniel from Arms Family Homestead to retire last year, and I just didn't want one of my YouTubers hurt. I can't imagine their families. Yeah, no, just about everybody who I follow, that started off as in law enforcement, have had a YouTube channel, is not in law enforcement anymore, except for Officer 401. He's still in law enforcement, but Mike the cop, he's out of law enforcement. But there's a lot of them that just they've left. They said, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. And they never got into the field because they wanted to make it rich, or they needed the fame or glory. The adage that they're the school bullies who just want the power, that's never been true. It's people who want to help their communities, and do the right thing, and offer us, the best service that they can. They want to do the best thing they can. For the most part, yeah, sure. Of course, there's rotten apples, but there's rotten apples in everything. More people die at the hands of incompetent doctors than they ever have and ever will from law enforcement. That's the actual facts. You can think about it however you want, but that's the actual facts. More people die every single day in America at the hands of medical malpractice than they ever will, in an entire month by law enforcement, unless of course, they start just gutting people down in massive groups. But they would have to do a lot of that before they'd ever catch up to what people have died from in medical malpractice. Five Strong and a Danny Green in the 1970s. Gianna Marie, gun control. I don't know. I don't have the answers to any of it. I really don't. I so don't ever look to me for the answers on gun control or mental health. I mean, there's so many things that play into the entire thing. I know this much: when it comes to violent crimes that are committed with guns, a vast majority of those crimes that are committed with guns are done by people who don't have the right to own a gun, or have purchased a gun illegally or through some other means. That's the facts. But people, when we pass laws, we don't pass them against the criminal, necessarily. We pass them against the person who's the rightful gun owner. And you look at the strongest, gun laws in America, it's done nothing to lower the actual crime rate. It just made it harder for legal gun owners to own and possess firearms. So, but that's a divisive subject that nobody wants to talk about or go down that rabbit hole of. My back is stiff today. I think background checks can be more diligent. This is, there's definitely something to that, Charles. There could be a lot more that could be added to definitely strengthen the laws that are on the books now. More inclusive background checks. Why we have to have four or three different systems, to get like here where I live, can't speak for everywhere, but to get a concealed carry permit, I have to go through the city, the county, the state, and then the FBI. I have to go through four in my area just to actually get a concealed carry permit, which I have. I have for years. I carry the policeman's prayer in your purse. Well, that's cool. Crack our back. Crack your back. Oh, crack your back. Crack your back. Well, I would, but anyone watching how does the country go downhill within a year? Please don't blame COVID. How many people died in car accidents, cancer, etc. But the media won't post that. Could be it. Capita. There's a limit access to guns in Europe. If they made guns, illegal here like they have in Australia, for the most part, some people can own them and some people can use them for, you can have hunting item, rifles and stuff. I don't think it changed the gun violence here in America. There are a vast majority of illegal firearms that are out there. It would take an awfully long time. I grew up hunting family. I was shocked to be an adult and find out the midst don't know anything about guns or hunting. Crying shame. When I was in high school, in the back of my pickup truck, I had two rifles in the back of my pickup truck in the window on a gun rack in my truck. I took them to school. They never thought, anything other. Of course, nobody ever thought about, at back then of, what, I'll just go, mow down, all my classmates. It just wasn't something that people thought of. I mean, if you heard about mass gun violence, usually back then it was postal workers, people going postal. Good morning, okie dokie. Sorry if I missed you earlier. Not all of it. Watch Fox News. I need to rewrite. It's so worn out. It's barely legible. It is, Melinda. Shootings are. It sells advertisement on the evening news. Alec Baldwin pointed a gun at a person and pulled the trigger. Yeah, but that gun was. There's a lot of things that went wrong in that incident. In case you probably don't all know. I've read everything that went wrong there. There were so many things that went wrong in that incident. For first off, live ammunition to end up somewhere on the set in a place where it never should have been, and loaded into a pistol, then handed it to him, and he was told that it was cold, and that, but you have to understand what he was doing. He was rehearsing basically like I'm supposed to point like this, and then the gun went off, and it never should have happened. I mean, there was a lot of safety protocols that were missed for all that to happen. I feel really bad for Alex because he shot and killed somebody on the set. He's got to live with that the rest of his life. And I guess the bullet went through, or and then hit somebody else too. But he's got to live with that. And for people to look at Alec Baldwin and place blame, how many different movies have you seen in your lifetime where, how about Dirty Harry, where he points the gun at the camera and he goes, "Go ahead, punk, make my day." You know, maybe they would have loaded a live round in that gun for Dirty Harry. I mean, he's pointing it directly at the camera because that's the perspective of the individual that he's supposed to be shooting. And did it have to be loaded with blanks? No, but it was, and there was one live round in there. You hope they ban the stupid movie. Alec, I don't know him, so I can't judge if he's a jerk or not. I know some people like him, some people don't. Will Trump's son was selling T-shirts for $28. It says "Guns don't kill people. Alec Baldwin killed people." Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Wow. I mean, it is true. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. But Alec Baldwin? Wow, that's damn. I don't know why you'd do that, but something's off to me about with Alex. I think we all have celebrities that we kind of like and celebrities we don't like. Maybe they have a personal persona about them that just it seems off to us. I don't know Alex. I don't know anybody in his family, so I can't really judge him. Would I go out and watch the movie just because he's in it? No, he's not a box office draw for me. I've seen, on Saturday Night Live, he's done some pretty funny things on Saturday Night Live. But I can't think of a single movie that I've ever gone out and watched other than Beetlejuice. Right? He was in Beetlejuice, wasn't he? I think he was in Beetlejuice. Tasteless and tacky. Love me like music. Good morning. And V, welcome as well. I hope you both had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us this morning. I had no use for Baldwin. Never liked anyone except for Daniel Baldwin, who played great Animal Mother in Full Metal Jacket. Oh, was that him? You know what, Cement Shoes? I totally forgot all about that. That was Daniel. Wow. Thank you for reminding me. You're suffering with shingles, okie dokie. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Shingles sucks. Are you underneath on medication right now, okie dokie? Well, time for a motorcycle ride, my friend. Peace always. Charles, you stay safe out there. Thank you again for joining us today. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Adam Baldwin. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he's a D-lister, but he did shoot and kill someone, and having an armor doesn't always take responsibility with firearms. It's just your opinion. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right there. It's a crying shame. I mean, but then again, how much can we expect an actor to know how to use it, and properly hold a firearm? I mean, shit. In the Rittenhouse case, we just watched a prosecuting attorney point an AR-15 at every single jury member. We know it's not loaded, but still, people do a lot of dumb things with guns, that they never should. No meds, can't afford a doctor. Oh man, I'm sorry, okie dokie. Um, I don't know. Maybe there's an over the counter cream that may help alleviate that. I don't know, but I really am sorry. I have a friend who has he gets shingles really bad. And outbreaks on his neck and the side of his face, and it's really painful from what he tells me. Backdraft a movie with his brother Steven. Alec, Billy Daniel, and Steven. You don't think Adam is related? If he is, he's a cousin or something. He might be. Homicide, Life on the Streets. I don't think I've ever seen that. In the end, what that matters is how you treat the person in front of you or that you're with. That's true, Mario. That is very true, Mario. You've ever had is a curse. Yeah, I would hate to be Alec Baldwin in this situation though, because there was a lot of safety things that in meetings and other things that should have. Oops, he's got to turn the camera back on. A lot of other things that should have happened, that protocol that were skipped before that handgun was ever handed to him. Hey everyone, make sure to ask your doctor about shingles vaccine. I got some lidocaine, but it's not very helpful. I'm taking ibuprofen for inflammation and swelling. Ugh. Was it? I don't think I've ever seen that. Homicide, Life on the Streets. Good morning, checking convictions. How is the frozen tundra of Minnesota this morning? I hope you had a wonderful week, and thank you for joining us this morning. I wanted the shingles vaccine in the past, but it was expensive and didn't have the funds. The vaccine is 50% effective, according to the Mayo Clinic. I've compared 50, even 50% effective. I don't know. I've never gotten the shingles vaccine, so I can't really talk about that aspect of it. But if it's 50%, 50%, I think I'd probably hedge my bets. I know there's something to do with like you're more likely to get it if you've had chicken pox or if you didn't. You know, I'd have to read up on it again. Hope you're all well. It's a beautiful day today and sunny and chill. I would not put my life at risk both ways, killed or locked up. Really, the nurse do not get thanked enough. No, they don't, Adam. They definitely don't. I was lucky. I called my insurance company and they paid for the shingles vaccine. It's over $600. Wow. How many turkeys? Francie, we're doing one 20-pound turkey, a ham, and a small roast. we have, and then, well, we have one family member, my mother-in-law. She's bringing over a tilapia fish because we have one member who's coming tomorrow, like not coming tomorrow, but coming on Thanksgiving. So that'd be what, Thursday? Who doesn't eat pork or beef, but eats fish. So she's making a fried tilapia fish for him. Did anyone see the lunar eclipse? It was beautiful. No, I didn't. I didn't know there was. Matt Burgess, good morning. Welcome to the stream. I hope you had a wonderful week. $600. Wow, you need two. How many turkeys? We're doing one 20-pound turkey, a ham with bone-in ham, and a small roast. And my mother-in-law is making a pretty good-sized tilapia fish. She's frying it for the one person who can't eat. Well, who can, but he doesn't. He doesn't eat pork, beef, or anything like that. He eats fish, but he's almost 100% vegetarian, but he eats fish. Wow, time flies. 13 Mon members and I. Now family officer, detectives, now family pug life, now family. Hello. Tilapia is delicious. The way my mother-in-law makes it, it's awesome. I love it. It's not my favorite. Yeah, Rykart, we will the turkey, the 20-pound turkey, we're frying it. Deep frying that sucker. Yeah, so Monday it'll go in. At first we're gonna brine it, and then we're going to deep fry it. All outside, safe, fire extinguisher set right next to it. I take care of all of that. I've got a 20-foot concrete pad in my backyard, it's like deck. So I've got the burner that I'll set up in the middle, so it's in any direction, it's 10 feet, of concrete, but still have the fire extinguisher there, all the protection, all of it is taken care of. It's so good. It's so juicy once it's done. Oh man. But the brine that we're actually going to put the turkey in is it's got salt, seasonings, garlic, and Jack Daniels, the what is it? Gentleman's Jack. Well, I never eat fish ever since I've seen how they're raised. Yuck, never again. I don't know where you're at though. There's a lot of great fish that you can catch, in your area. I mean, go get some muskie, some walleye, or sturgeon, um, there's a lot of fish there that you could eat, sweetheart. You don't have to necessarily go with a farm fresh fish. I mean, I'm sure if there's Luca fish, Lucca. Will sounds like a turkey expert. Too bad I live too far away. You might have another 20 for Thanksgiving. Now, describing the turkey, Melinda, it's really good. Really good turkey. But this is going to be, see, my mother-in-law does part of the meal at her house. She'll be making like fresh rolls, pies at her house, and then she'll bring that stuff over. My sister is making some of the stuff at her house and then bringing that over. And then here I'm doing like the deviled eggs, and side dishes like mashed potatoes and stuff like that. I make those with Yukon Gold, and then it's Yukon Gold, but I throw in some red potatoes that we grow them at my mother-in-law's house in the garden, in the compost bin. They work great. You can grow potatoes right in the compost bin, but we grow the potatoes ourselves and then we harvest them. We already did, and then I make mashed potatoes of that, and then we'll do the turkey, the roast beef my sister is making, and the ham my mother-in-law is making, but she'll make it the day before, so it's the ham on the bone, but so it's 100% cooked, and then she'll carve it off the bone. and then bring it over in a tray itself. So all we got to do is put it in the oven to warm it back up. It's an entire adventure to cook, for 21 people all at once. But 19 are guaranteed to be here. Are you taking off, Colleen? Bye, sweetheart. You have a safe and happy weekend. Will, I'm blocked from leaving comments on your videos. Why are you blocked, Mike? I don't see you blocked. I'll check again, Mike. Give me a second. I can check right now. Settings. Cancel. I don't want to send feedback. I said settings, you stupid computer. Ooh, boy, there's a lot of people on here. Why don't they put these things in alphabetical order? That'd be the most helpful thing. Not at the bottom here. Most recently, I got some asshole who keeps on trolling me. Who uses the screen name Josh Duggar. Obviously, it's not Josh Duggar, but he keeps on changing his name. That's what he is this week. You would think that they put these things in alphabetical order so you could just look at it and say, oh, there it is, or it's not. Because you shouldn't be blocked. I don't know why you would be. I don't see a Mike Stevens on there, Mike. I'll check again later, Mike, but I do not see your name on there. When I leave comments in the comments section, it doesn't show. Mike, I will check right after the stream, but I just looked and I don't see your name on the list at all of those who are blocked from the channel. I wonder if it's like dumping in your comments into hell for review. Do you remember what the last video you commented on was? I can check that way and see if it's in being held for review that way. This live stream is so chill and relaxing, great into the weekend. Thanks, Will and community. Well, thank you, Mario. Appreciate it. Regardless, he has to live with the fact that he took someone's life. That is true, Ad. That's worrisome, though. The only one that can actually block someone is if, as a YouTube creator, my moderators can time someone out. They can, but they can't block that person from the comment section. The only one that can block them is either the creator themselves or somebody who has been given permission on that level. Now, that's a completely different set of settings, and there is nobody on any of my channels that has that permission level. But you can do it, and you can then call them whatever you want. You can call them restream admin, or whatever, and that's how it shows up in the actual stream. And then they can actually delete or post comments, and it will say restream or StreamYard. But you have to give that person permission to actually join at that level, and you can set it up for different things. But no, maybe recently. Good morning, Lexi. How are you doing, Lexi? I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping in and joining our chat this morning. Have you ever seen my comment in your comment section, Mike? Um, I can't say that I have, but then again, I can't say that I haven't either. Sometimes I pay attention to who I'm talking to. I, I don't take that the wrong way. That came out the wrong way. I pay attention to everybody who's commenting. I read the comment if I'm going to reply to it. And if I have time to reply to it, I do. Now, I I some days I get thousands of comments. Like yesterday, when I put up the update on possible new charges for Chad Daybell, there were what 98 comments on there. I replied to every single comment on that stream, and oddly, and I did that on purpose to reply to every single one because they say if you reply to comments, it'll push it up in the algorithm. No, it actually stopped it. It stopped. It doesn't even show up as suggestions anymore. But I'll look for it. I just don't see your name on the list at all. I mean, there's a lot of names on here, but I don't see anybody with Mike Stevens at all. Obviously you use your own name. There are people who use multiple different accounts though with different names. But I have absolutely no reason to block you though. I don't know why that if you are blocked, I don't know why you would be. Huh. No, it's not, your name doesn't come up as any kind of matches underneath blocked words either. Don't know. Like I said, I'll check into it later, Mike. This is your only account. I always tell people ahead of time or on the invite moderate wine or beer only, no hard liquor. We for Thanksgiving, we don't allow anyone here to consume alcohol. And that's done for multiple reasons. First, it's pouring gasoline on a situation, a gathering where some people just don't get along already. But adding alcohol to it is just like, hey, why don't I just throw some gasoline on that? So there's no alcohol at all allowed. We buy just sparkling apple ciders and grape juice and stuff like that. Or they can have juice or whatever, water, but no alcohol at all. And the other reason why we do it is because there are several people who will be here on Thanksgiving who are in recovery, and the last thing we need to do is add that in a stressful time. And here's people drinking in front of them, even if it's not a trigger and they have years of sobriety or years away from it. We still just don't do it. As a rule, everybody knows these are the rules. You know, if you're going to argue with someone, the two of you are going to keep it respectful and you're going to step into the other room. That's number one. You never bring up politics around the actual dinner table at all. You can talk about anything, but politics are off the table. Nobody brings it up around the dinner table at all. If you're going to watch football, and because they do, a lot of them do, they'll watch the football game. They have to be respectful of others. There's no, like, hey man, Detroit #1, yeah, and go ape, bonkers, for their team, and where somebody else may, be hurt because their team loses. And then, obviously, no alcohol, tobacco, or any kind of, like cigars or anything like that has to be done out back, away from the actual house again. So, got rules. Sparkling cider served at my house. We buy the Marinelli's, Martinelli's. Oh boy, we buy a lot of it. We go to Costco and we buy it by the box. So there's what, 9 bottles to a box. So then we buy like the cranberry, the apple, and we buy the grape. But everything, this politics, COVID, Rittenhouse, etc., etc. Most of the people can, that can handle an open and honest discussion with each other about everything except for politics. We never let it get to the point where like this is why this guy got prosecuted because he's a Republican, or this guy because he's this, or this happened because of this. You just leave it alone. Have friendly conversation, check up with your, catch in with, your family and friends, and leave it at that. We try to keep it as civil as possible because we want people to not only come back, but we want people to enjoy themselves while they're actually here. It's about being together, not, how much you're right or that person's wrong. So I left one on Chad's new charges video. All right, I'll check that right now. Close. Content. Hello, Mike. I see you. Reply. I just replied to it, Mike. I used to be a partner in my younger days, but scaled way back on that. Partier. Oh, partier, not partner. Partner. Yeah, obviously I'm not wearing my glasses all the I should be, but I'm not. The new comments go all the way to the bottom of so if you're here's the video, the new comments when you post them or go all the way to the end. You have to scroll to the bottom. But it was there, Mike. You forget Kyle. Everyone needs to hear about Christopher Belter. I don't know who that is. I'm drawing a blank on the name. There's Sketty Nona. Eight years of probation is the vilest slap on the wrist for an assault. I've heard much less multiple. They said he was a serial. 40 years for weed. Me and my wife were watching a documentary, Cement Shoes, about a individual in the state of Texas. He's doing life. He underneath the 3 strikes, or is it Oklahoma? Might have been Oklahoma, but underneath the 3 strikes policy, he got 23 to life for marijuana. His last threat, now given he hasn't exactly been a model citizen in the world, he got in the 80s he got busted for a huge amount of marijuana. But his last two arrests were for minor amounts, underneath like a couple grams of like personal use amounts of marijuana, and he got 23 to life. He's done something like 17 years or 16 years now on his last charge. Life for weed. That is, Adam, is you're correct there. Cash cows. As long as they keep that door revolving, that's how they make money on it. And then there's the for-profit system out there, which is just a nightmare. That you would, privatize something, like incarceration of inmates. We have hope, though, that with reforms that are coming down the line, and more states legalizing marijuana, and then forgiving people for crimes that they've committed for it. There's hope. But like everything, and when it comes to the justice system, the wheels turn really, really slow. It's sick and twisted right now. Nona, the very people that hate the people that abuse power continue to vote for those that do on a local level. If you want real change, you got to change everything on the local level first. Joyce Carol Oates, the novelist about that, it's called Blackwater. I couldn't put it down. You'd be surprised, Melinda, when they and I live in Washington State. We have legalized recreational marijuana, and then on top of that, there's medical marijuana legalized. And once the state found out just how much money in the first couple of years that they could make from legalized marijuana, oh my gosh, the taxation! Just seeing the dollar signs just spinning in the politicians' heads. Look at all the things that we can spend money on and that we can take care of. And then once all that money starts coming in, they found other ways to try to tax everybody to, well, make more money. That's the system. And once you get all that, they get all that money, and they're like, we can fix this, we can do that, we can do this. You got to find other ways. Got to be other things out there that we can make tax money on. But it should be illegal everywhere. Will, did you ever cover the was that Chapo Quiddick incident? No. With Francie, I'm not even sure. Is it Chapo Quiddick? No. Terry Furman, always beer and cigarettes and gasoline. Isn't that true? In Washington State, where I live, we have what's called the highest sin tax, plus the highest gasoline tax in the nation. There's nobody that pays more than us. They tax you on the money you make. They tax you for spending your money. They tax you to die, and they tax you everything else. If there's a way to tax it, they will find a way in this state. But Chapo, quickie. I've never even heard of it. I'll look it up though. I'll write it down really quickly. Chap. Quick. All right. Well, I wrote it down. There's a lot of cases that I've never covered, and a lot of people wish that I would have, but sometimes case, even though it may be interesting to a lot of the population, it doesn't really catch my interest, or I can't verify or document things that happen in the case, so I don't cover them. Same here. When it comes to taxes, they're going to tax it if you leave it to your kids, or if you spend it, if you don't spend it. They're going to tax you, and then yeah, they're definitely essential services that the tax money goes to. But when does it become too much? When are you allowed to keep some of your own money? You work hard for it, you earn it, and then you look at the tax rates that you're paying, and it's like, oh, gee, isn't that nice? See, at least here we don't have a state income tax in Washington State, and I say yet we don't have it yet. So since there's not a state income tax, they just tax you on everything else to make up for the fact that we don't have a state income tax. Jenny, good morning. Nice. Where the heck did the comment go? I was about to read it, and it went by. There it is. Life insurance. Yeah, well, life insurance, even that is taxable. At least where I live, um, they call it an estate tax. Kennedy was many years ago, and state income tax in California. This is the only state, Gala, that I've ever lived in that does not have a state income tax. I've never lived anywhere else besides, well, I mean, I've lived in Wisconsin, Minnesota, California, and I lived in Illinois. Those are the states that I've lived in. I've paid a state income tax everywhere except for here. So we don't have a state income tax, so they just tax you double on everything else. Careful with the edibles. I made in oil, and they say eat half. You glad you weren't invited? I would never get in a car with them. With good old Teddy. Texas doesn't have a state taxes. Lexi Bolek. Maybe it was where we were actually paid out of when I was living there. I used to work for a company that built Home Depot stores. It's been a long, long time ago. But when Home Depot was exploding, it was late 80s, 90s, right in there. But I used to work for a company. We built the actual store itself would be built. And then the company I worked for, we went in and we built all the shelves and everything else, the infrastructure on the inside of the store. And we put everything together. And we'd go from place to place to place to place. They'd build the store, we'd come in and we'd do all the inside, putting everything together. But I don't know if it was a state tax because of where we were paid from, but that's where I was. And that's where I lived, was in Texas. I lived outside of Austin. That was for about 6 months, 7 months that we were there in the greater Texas area, because everything's bigger and better in Texas. You wouldn't, some issues wouldn't trust Ted Kennedy to walk a dog. I didn't report until 10 a.m. Many hours later. Yeah. Another one that a lot of people have asked me to cover is the Martha Moxley case. I've gotten a lot of requests for that one, to cover that one as well. I can't remember, somebody just covered it. Maybe it was Law and Crime, or I saw it come up on my news feed, but I can't remember. One of the other YouTube channels just covered Martha Moxley not too long ago. My son's wife and kids are moving from here to Arkansas. So I'm sad but happy for them. Except the mountains will. Where I live, Rycart, it's flat. I've got the Rockies on one side and the Cascades on the other. We're in the middle of that, and it's just flat and nothing. Desert. Just sand as far as you can see. That and sagebrush. Lamont covered it. Was it on Fascinating Graves or on Lamont at Large, Mike? I subscribe to both channels. So I'm not sure which one it would be on, but I'm sure he did. I like listening to Lamont. He does a great job on his channel. Anybody ever sees him or talks to him, let him know. Getting away with another crime, Martha Moxley. Tesla. I'm not sure either. Mark Furman wrote a true crime book on Moxley over 20 years ago. I never did read it. Dominic Dunn did a novelization. I did read that. It was excellent. Mark Furman moved to Idaho and actually used to live down the road from my wife's grandparents. You know, they're both deceased now, but we still own the property there. But he used to live down the road from them. During the OJ trial, they totally painted him in the wrong picture. Apparently, though, in the small community there, nobody ever got that vibe from him. But again, we're going back several years from now, from everything I remember from her grandparents used to tell me about him. Tudor killed, I think, Fascinating Graves. Tracy Ann, good evening. Been a while. It has. I hope you're doing well, Tracy. And thank you for stopping in this morning. Kenny Statement after the accident on YouTube. Oh my God, what a crock. You're not related to him? No. Just a common name. You don't look like him either. Gala, I don't think Ted's alive. I think he died quite a few years ago. Hired a young male tutor, and she was killed that night. Tutor stayed at the home. Was killed with dad's golf club. Oh, good evening. Thank you for stopping in this morning. I can relate. Patricia Daly. Good morning, afternoon. Still posting about the Watts case on Facebook. Addiction. I'm not posting anything about the Watts case. Not me. I could care less what happens to that asshole. Sorry for my language, but I think I've maybe covered it, the Watts case, like, or done videos on it, maybe 5 in the last year. And those were just, re-releases of the audio, of it. Then I made fun of him on his birthday because he didn't get a birthday card. But then if anybody here is a member of the 411 Now YouTube group on Facebook, it's a closed group. If you are, I posted a notice on there the other day that entire group is going bye-bye on December 31st. The last day of this year, I'm deleting that entire group. Now, then there's a link there if you're in there, and I posted and tagged it to the top of the feed. But I have a business page that is open where we can more easily discuss cases, but it's not a closed group. It's an open group, so anybody can see who's in there and who's commenting and everything else. We're doing it for ease of, so I'm not having to go back and forth between the two constantly. It's so much work trying to keep up with everything. Well, I noticed that the Watts video is showing up in recommendations feeds lately. Yeah, that happens. Okie dokie. You never know. People start watching. They're like, I have one video about Christopher Watts' mom, Cindy. I've got close to what, 500, 600,000, something like that, views on it. That's the second upload of that video. The first one had about 390,000 views on that video, and this one now has got about 500,000. The reason why the first version got taken down was because there was something that it wasn't from my end, but the audio cut out at one point in it, and I tried forever, using YouTube's edit to try to condense it together so there wasn't like I think it was about a 15-second break where there was no audio. It just cut off. I still blame YouTube, but it wasn't. I didn't see it on my end. But anyways, but that keeps on coming up over and over again, and it goes in spikes, and then it starts to come down, and people are not watching, and it takes off again, and it comes down. It's just suggestions. It keeps on getting circulated because so many people like it and are watching it. Raven Kid, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream this morning. I hope you, Raven Kind. I'm going to learn to read this morning. There's an N there, not Raven Kid, Raven Kind. And good morning. I hope you are doing well. You're doing well. Good. I think I'm at 5 years off Facebook. I was only on for 2 or 3 years. Facebook is a time bandit. I call it a dumpster fire. Or are we supposed to call it Facebook now, or are we supposed to call it Meta? META, Meta. Because that's how it comes up on the feed now, at least on my end. It comes up as Meta Facebook. But it's a dumpster fire. I'm at work but listening. Hi, Firefly. I hope you had a wonderful week. Will, are your glasses broken? No. No, they're not. I just forgot them in the house. The truth be known, a lot of times, unless I really need them to see any distance, I mean, I can see right here what's in front of me, perfectly clear. But if I have to see the screen, I mean, obviously I do now, but I didn't think about it this morning. Got up, took my shower, made a pot of coffee, came out here. Sounds like metadata. Oh, we know all about the metadata guy. Now my glasses aren't broken. I just forgot them in the house. I've never been on Facebook, not once, or Twitter, or Instagram. Just in the last year, we started Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on TikTok. No, I don't dance. I post little clip videos on Instagram and on TikTok. That's it. They're kind of like the 60-second shorts, but it's just another way for people to actually find my content and, hopefully eventually, come to YouTube and maybe subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and then ignore me for the rest of their lives. I don't know. I don't understand a lot of this social media. I really don't. That's why I hired my daughter to be my social media manager. She helps me with posting things to different, different things, different places. I looked at my friend's Instagram, but I don't post anything. I've never looked at Twitter at all. I like Twitter. I don't like their censorship, but I like Twitter. Linda doesn't like Twitter either. People say the stupidest things on there. It makes me weep for the collective intellect of humanity. Never been on TikTok either, huh? I, I don't. That's surprising, Gayla. I thought that you'd be a big TikToker. Make TikTok cooking videos. Make some, just you taking the, with the spatula, taking the cookies off the tray, or the muffins coming out of the oven today. You never know. Sorry. Getting known, I don't like TikTok or Twitter, tweet. I have a mission, and I'll tell you my mission right now. The reason why we started all these different different things like TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, Discord. We started all these ones, all of them, is because I have so much of the people who are viewing my content are pigeoned between this age and this age, and it's almost an 83%. It's like 82.75%, almost 83% female. And it doesn't matter what I do, I am not able to attract anybody younger, and I'm not able to attract males. That's why we did the one on Christine, the car, and then I have another one here for the Blues Brothers, Bluesmobile. We're trying anything to try to diversify my content a little, just a little, to try to attract a more broader audience. But for some reason, when it comes to the algorithm, they keep on suggesting my content to just one type, and one demographic. Same as YouTube Shorts. You don't really care what most people do. Yeah, I don't get it. Smith Shoes. I'm being honest. I really don't understand a lot of these different social media platforms. I don't understand these TikTok challenges, and I'm never going to be making dancing videos, so that's just not my thing. I thought I was pretty good with, originally before all this YouTube started off with, I was like, I had a Pinterest account because I could download, and take stills of recipes. I like that. And different ideas for around the home. I liked Pinterest, but I never use it anymore. I don't even know if I have the account open anymore. But I never used Facebook except for to communicate with family. It's the only reason why I ever got on Facebook, because I live, 1,200 miles from my family. I only have one sibling here. I like live streaming with you guys, though. Well, thank you, Gayla. I appreciate it. I found it right away because I don't watch much but true crime and science and history topics. Watch tons about the ocean. Fake book, Reichart calls it. Yeah, fake book. I call it that, or I call it the dumpster fire, because it is. Their algorithm is set up just to piss me off. And why would I want to be pissed off? If I go onto Facebook and I want to, see what my family's up to, they never come up on my feed. During the political season, during the elections and everything else, it's just whatever is diverse, the opposite of how I feel. So I have to actually go in and type their names into the search box to see what they're doing or how they're getting along. Well, thank you, Tracy Ann. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Mariana's Trench. The Challenger Deep. There's some really good documentaries on that cement shoes. I've seen some of them. I'm 50, so I won't look at TikTok. Uh, well, I'm past 50, Tracy. The little bit of I've been on TikTok to actually see what else is out there and what people are doing. And I'm not into that at all. Although I do find it interesting from a social aspect of how people are interacting on there and the things that they do and how far some people will go, to chase fame. It's insane. Like there's entire homes of people who live together and they're all TikTok, and they call them social influencers. Like there's a home in Los Angeles, another one in Hollywood, another one in Miami, and they call it the hype house. Yeah, it's all it is a bunch of 20-year-olds who all live together and they stream and try to stab each other in the back and to gain a couple more followers, for their social media because they base their entire existence and self-worth on a number. It's sad. It's an awesome age. I, I don't know if I'm coming into my own. Put it that way. I'm much more at ease in my own skin today, Tracy, than I was 20 years ago. That's for sure. Just realized who Zuckerberg reminds me of. Jared the sandwich pervert from Subway. Oh, not that not that Jared is anything to laugh about, but that the combination of what he looks like. Uh, yeah, yeah. He took a giant fall from grace, didn't he? Will, what do guys think about Snapchat? Never been on it. Ah, Snapchat. I've never used Snapchat. I've never actually looked at it, to tell you the truth, Reichart. Louisa, hi, how y'all doing? I want to understand this Kyle Rittenhouse case. So do I. That's two of us. I don't understand a lot of it. What I watched every day. I've listened to other people try to break it down. I've tried to get views from both sides of it to try to make sense of it all, and a lot of it still doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not an attorney, so there's that. And I mean, waiting. I kind of watch like Legal Eagle and uh, Scott Reich, whatever, however people want to pronounce his last name. People always get pissed at me for either one. If I say Reich or Reich, regardless of how he pronounces it, people are like, no man, it's this way. But I kind of watch these different channels to see how their take is on the actual legal system itself, instead of listening to somebody who, like, well, not myself, but somebody else talk about it. Because you have to understand where their perspective is and how what's motivating them to want to cover it and what they're going to pick and choose to cover. Greetings, 80s girl. How are we doing this morning? No Snapchat here. Not for Tracy. That's not for you. I've never even looked at it. I'm sure my daughter has, to see if there was any way that it would help. I mean, because if I had it my way, I wouldn't have any social media at all, other than this. This would be my social media, because these morning conversations are not only enjoyable for me, but they, it comes down to this is kind of like my therapy, and my relaxation. It's like tomorrow night for trivia. Every one of the 30 questions is about a musician who has been murdered. All 30 of the questions are about musicians who have been murdered. And it's everywhere from rock and roll to pop to country to jazz to R&B to rap to hip hop. I have all 30 questions. It covers every type of music, even classical. Good. I'm getting ready to head out to the Motley Crue tribute tonight. Wow. That sounds like fun. Motley Crue tribute. Well, have fun, 80s girl. I was hanging my hand in the water of the Atlantic Ocean and looking down, and an entire school of orange jellyfish element materialized from the depths right where your hand was. Oh my gosh. Michael Jackson. Uh, is Michael Jackson on there, Mike? No. No, Michael Jackson is not on there. Nor is Prince. These are actual definite homicides, not accidental homicide. But I guess that'd be the best way to put it. One of my sons showed me a Snapchat, but it seems to me like spying on people. Hmm. Shouldn't have been there. He did not commit any crimes except maybe curfew violations. Yeah. Are you going to take the bra offer? No, I'm not. In case you guys are not so on the community post, I posted this. So in the almost 3 years now that I've been on YouTube, I've been offered two brand deals. Two. The first one I took was for a mobile gasoline company, and I that was only for 4 videos that I kind of pitched their idea. Now the pitch was in the beginning of the video. I've since edited them out, but they're still in the credits at the end of the video. But that was the first one. I was like, yeah, I can do that. Pitch mobile, oil company and gasoline. Sure. That was the first one. So I got an offer to do a brand deal the other day, and I'm like, wow, okay. And so I'm sitting there and I'm reading through the description of it, what they would like to pay and what they want me to do. They wanted me to do a 30-second video to kind of get a basis of, and then they wanted me to put an intro and talk about their actual brand at the beginning of videos, and they wanted to have this video run from starting of December to the end of December for the entire month, so all content. And and then it went on to compensation and stuff like that. And so I'm about halfway down the page before I realized what the company was all about and what it was. And it was for a bra company. And part of the keynote things that they wanted me to talk about was wear it, talk about the actual fit, comfort, construction, materials. So I would have had to have worn a woman's bra, and they wanted me to pitch this product because I have an untapped section of viewers out there that they wanted me to pitch this product to. And this is not some tiny little fly-by-night company, and this is a real offer from a real company. And I politely declined the offer, but I thought it was funny. They wanted me to pitch bras. I'm like, I could have strolled out some models or something, or well, real day women with who are wearing bras, but it wasn't for me. But that's only the second one that I've ever gotten. But most advertisers kind of ignore me. They're like, too controversial. I guess I don't know for sure. No one's ever told me the reason why. Then again, I've never gone out and actually sought, advertisers or, brand deals. I've been told that I should, but I never do. Well, you're a cop, and the police would feel like he should not have had that rifle in the mob. Uh, Not sure what the context there was. We'll promise you will never ever do that. I'm not going to do it, cement shoes. I promise you, I'm not going to be wearing any bras or, form and fit. I can't tell you that since I turned the brand deal down. I was asked this in the comment section of the community. I can't tell anybody what the name of the company is, but just say that they are definitely a major manufacturer in the field that in that product line. A man selling bras is weird. I don't Smith shoes. I don't think that they ever looked at who I was. They just were probably going by the sheer demographic of, like I said earlier, a lot of my viewership is one sided, and I've been trying to diversify it, but they're between a certain age group and mainly women, because this is, believe it or not, and a lot of people don't believe me, but true crime and true crime reporting is more of a female dominated niche on YouTube and on the internet than anything else. So if you look at the top 15 YouTubers in the true crime niche, all of them but six of the 15 are all women. Howard Stern wouldn't mind selling those bras. No, I'm sure he wouldn't. I'm sure there are other people out there that would do it too. Shall we pitch in and buy you a mannequin, Will? So we can get that sponsor? Nah, I turned it down. I politely told them that it wasn't the product for me, and I would not actually pitch their product. I can't remember how I worded it exactly, but I said something to the fact that I wouldn't pitch a product for to my audience for something that I don't use. So who are you? Victrola, an FBI agent? That'd be cool. 17 is a little young to carry in my opinion. I don't know, Mike. I was 17 years old and I was in boot camp. 18 years old. Heck, my entire life. I think I was, my dad bought me my first rifle, semi automatic. Um, I was 12, 10 or 12, right in there. Rifle clubs, and they have them in Wisconsin too. Scotty Nona. Every year, if I wanted to go deer hunting, I had to take a gun safety class or a refresher class. You took it once to get your first license, then you took a refresher class. You just learn. I mean, it was just something that we always did. Never thought that that nowhere else in the world that people don't go through these things. Um, Growing up, if I know my dad had he had a Smith and Wesson snub nose that was always right there on the dining room table. He'd get home, and he'd take it off, and he'd set it there on the table, and we just never thought twice about it. Did we ever think about, what, we should play with that? Hell no, we didn't, because you always learn. It's just something that you grew up, you knew. That's not a toy. These are toys. That is not. But unfortunately, the world is not the same today. And my son, he's got probably about a billion freaking, Nerf guns. But he even knows, even with Nerf guns at the age of 5, that you don't ever point them at someone. And even though there are YouTube videos where people are running around, they look like they're acting like they're actually being killed with Nerf guns. That's not what they're for. It's common sense. Health is too shoddy. I never follow through. Alas, I think I would have had fun putting someone like BTK in a headlock and tasering him a few times just to play it safe. Yeah, you can always, I don't know where you're at now, but you could always, pitch in, and do something along the lines of in law enforcement shoes. Um, I know people who are completely immobile who work in the field of bounty hunting, skip tracing, uh, kind of like private detective work, but a lot of what they, is done these days is done via computers in the internet, and building up contacts and working that way. I guess my home had no guns. The only weapon my mom had was a wooden spoon, which she used on you regularly. I'm sorry, Mike. Oh, I've been hit with a couple of wooden spoons in my time. Wooden spoons, shoe. My mom, I swear to God, when I was a kid, was a marksman with a shoe. You could be like 1,000 yards away and you'd feel that shoe coming. Yeah, my mama always knew how to, whenever I was doing something wrong. And I always knew when she was upset with me, when she always called me by my complete name. When she used the first, middle name, and last name, and it was like, oh crap. You knew you were in trouble then. Could be like Denzel Washington, the bone collector. He was a quadriplegic. Yeah, firearms are not the bad guys. Certain people are. This is true. I'm a wooden spoon survivor too. Wooden spoon, spatula. We used to have a paddle that was in our kitchen. Had a little piece of rope on it that hung up right there on the side of the cabinet. I didn't get hit with that too many times, but a couple of times. A couple of times I did. I was really young though, but I survived. Maybe I'm better for it today. I'm not telling everybody to go out there and start beating their kids, because I'm certainly in hell not going to do it to my son. There's other more effective ways to get the point across than to do that. I lived through it, so. Rupal, good morning, Rupal. How are you doing? Spun out well. Women who love true crime probably while I'm single. I know so much about true crime and murders. They run away in fear. Eh, it's a female dominated genre from the creator's side of it. There are men and women I think enjoy it, true crime, but it's just the viewership is more women, and I think it's there's a lot to the perspective of a woman telling another woman about a crime in such a way that it's kind of like a mentoring, like these are the signs to watch out for to keep them safe. So they're learning from it, with each other, and they have a way of telling about the crime itself in a way that is completely different from how I can possibly say it. I can give you the facts, comes off dry and humorless and everything else, but I do the best that I can from my perspective and with my abilities. But it's never going to be the same as a woman to a woman telling each other about a crime. And apparently, It's really big in that area of one woman putting on her makeup and having that vulnerability of putting on her makeup while telling another woman who is watching it on YouTube. So there's a lot of psychology that goes involved. It's involved in there. I mean, you know, the entire makeup, like the Bailey Saren putting on her makeup and talking about true crime, is not by accident. She didn't decide one day, you know what, I'm rushed for time today. I'll put on my makeup while I'm actually talking, because she shows herself without the makeup and she shows that vulnerability where, and that plays into it. And then her putting on the makeup, and then that the other woman who is watching it on the YouTube side is able to, oh, you know what? I like what she's doing there. There's that. I like what she's talking about here. I like how she's putting it. It all plays together, and it, fill in the entire puzzle. So, and I can't do that. I guess I could, but nobody wants to see me putting on makeup, and I don't want to put on makeup. My grandmother and my mother could be some awesome gore crows. Francie, do I like true crime lizard? Scott Sharp? Yeah, I'm a subscriber. I watch Scott all the time. But Scott actually he kind of does something a little different. He adds his comedy to it, his little, Schmieda fam, and stuff like that to it. Why Stiven? Why? To each their own. I don't have a catch, phrase. I don't have, a name for everybody, that is a member of my channel. Maybe that hurts me. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I just kind of stay in my own lane and do my own thing and hope for the best. But at the same time, trying to diversify and draw in a larger audience. It's getting known that you can't handle Bailey anymore. She's super cheesecake on Crime Channel, and the history thing is PC. Yeah, I don't know. I like I like I like watching Bailey Saren and some of the other, there's other ones besides Bailey that, I enjoy watching. The ladies who are doing it, I'm talking about. I mean, you know, because they have a different. You can give, if you have a man and a woman next to each other, and I gave you both a sheet, a script with the same facts on it. There's different ways on how a woman will present the evidence, and the information, and then there's a different way that a man will. you know um and obviously the way I'm doing it is not, resonating with men at all. And there are plenty of men who are subscribers, who are, members of, and, channel members of mine, and but it's different for somehow that how I'm presenting the evidence and how somebody else is able to present it. And then I have other channels out there who will take, I will read this script off, and they will steal 100% of the entire thing, and they will get 6 times as many views as I do for the same content, because it's female versus male. I'm not complaining though. I don't want people to, to take it all the wrong way. It's kind of disheartening sometimes when things don't go the way that you hope they will, but can't change it. All I can do is do the best that I can and hope for the best. The funny guy, Reichart, he is. Have you ever seen any of his stand up on his stand up comedy channel? I've never had the pleasure of watching him do it in person, but you've got, if you ever go over to his comedy channel, I don't know if it's still on there, but his wedding, the speech he did at his sister's wedding is absolutely freaking hilarious. I cannot believe that. It is the one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and it's true comic genius from Scott. Will I prefer your take on true crime? your homes. Well, thank you. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate it. That's one reason why you get so ornery. Everybody has a place on YouTube, you know, in the end. We all have a different way of perceiving the information, taking the information in, and how we present the information. At the end of the day, you know, you just have to hope for the best. You know, if you're trying to grow, we're all trying to grow our channels, you know, and to be somewhere else. I just want to get back to where I was before. That's my overall goal for 2022 is to get back to where I was before. You know, I was attacked and by a paid campaign to drive away my viewers and my subscribers and everybody else. And for those who roll with me and never were affected by it, I thank you a lot. A lot of people, unfortunately, not so much. You're in an abusive relationship for 20 years and then volunteered at HAWC, a domestic violence center. You have to have gone through it to connect with the other women to help them. Yes, yeah, great point. And thank you, Firefly, for doing that. You don't know just how many people you've possibly have really affected by being able to make that connection with them. And thank you again. He's back. All right, everybody, we all have to run now. No, I'm just kidding. Very good. He's head up on it. He is. I'm sure that the COVID shutdown and comedy clubs being closed everywhere didn't help him and his budget at all. I know that my local comedy club, we have one here, probably about 16 miles from me, but I still call it local because it's all the way on the other side of town from where I live. But we have a local comedy club there, and they started up and they started having comedy on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, and then the state rolled back the restrictions. So then they had to close it back down again, and then they had to put tables 6 feet apart. So the comedy club that used to seat 110, 115 people now can only seat like 40, 45. So people get there like 3 hours early just to stand in line, but they have people who they're paying to stand in line and get tickets. You never know who you're going to get. Those haters are to be ignored. That hurts them more than anything else. When it comes to people who hate, a lot of times people hate because they don't know how to really they don't know how to process it, and they hate because of what they don't understand. You can't run after me because of your arthritis. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Just remember, the only person that can control your happiness is you. Saying that somebody else is going to keep you down or you're not happy because of the relationship or whatever you're in, you're the only one that can change that. I know it sounds stupid, like, well, I can't change that. I don't have the finances or whatever. There are people who walk away from their lives and reinvent themselves all the time. Take control of your own destiny. All right, I'm going to turn this off for a second. Well, I'm still here, but you just can't see me. Do 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 do. Do all comedy clubs do that? Mandatory 2 drink purchase? Nope, not here. Well, I live in our comedy club here. For Thursday nights, it's $9. And you usually see 2 comedians. Friday nights are 20. Saturdays are 20. And you usually see an opener, an MC, and somebody who is just maybe starting off. They're like the first comedian. Maybe they've got a couple of rounds behind them, and then you have two guys who go back and forth. Maybe they're touring together, who are like mainline headliners, but no actual like 2 drink minimum or food purchases or anything like that. At least at the comedy club here. I mean, I'm sure it differs from place to place. Will is doing his disappearance act. I had to take a little break. I had to go use the little boy's room. Oh no, my doggy woke up and discovered the cupcakes. Uh-oh. You've had way too many adventures? Okie dokie. I'm sure life is not over with now. Maybe the adventures that are here to, from the rest of your time are going to be ones that you actually will love to do. They're two spoiled cats. They're only interested in fish. I have one cat. His name is Bogey, as in the golf term. One over par is a bogey. But my wife is she started feeding like I think we're feeding half the neighborhood cats now out on our porch. Because I know there's like four cats who are on my porch every morning, and there's probably a good another 5 or 6, that come around and eat. Plunder posted an I-5 close yesterday, covered in packages from Brink's truck. People going nuts picking it up. Police have asked everyone to return the cash. Wow. Oh, that's cash. I thought those were packages. Rheumatoid arthritis sucks. I've got it pretty bad already in my right knee, and it's going to get worse. Gotta run. Food shopping calls. Well, Firefly, you have a great day, and thank you very much for stopping in today. And I hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend. I got to go here a little bit. I have to go food shopping myself. Got to buy all the things that we don't have. Today's the only day I'm going to have available to go shopping. So I'm going to have to go trudge out to the supermarket myself. I don't know what that means, Sketty Nona. Trying to flee the cops. Flutter doesn't stop. She's like the media machine. She's a fanatic. I watch Plunder. Um, I don't get a chance to sit and watch it as much as I used to. But I've been watching a lot of Law and Crime Network. The YouTube channel. I've been watching a lot of that, and you know, I watch a lot of different things on YouTube. Lexi, you have a great day. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up there myself. Now, don't forget, true crime trivia tomorrow night. It's music related, and next weekend will be music as well. But tomorrow, it's music and murder. So, and that is at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. If you may not get a notification, maybe set an alarm on your phone or something, on your tablet or whatever device you use for an alarm. But tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And I want to thank everybody. And if you enjoyed today's, stream, our conversation, please give it a thumbs up. Plunder, yeah, music and murder. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Tracy Ann, got to run, guys. Tracy, you have a great day, and it's nice seeing you again. You take care of yourself. Stay safe out there for sure, Tracy Ann. But everybody, please have a great day. And I'm going to drop this link one more time. If you guys, totally up to you. Really quick though, if you want to, that is the teamseas.org. If you want to make a donation, even $1, $1 removes 1 pound of plastic from the ocean. So if it's up to you, do what you want. If you don't, but everyone, thank you again. You all have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.